Hello, guys. It's another episode of The Usual Skeptics. My name's Wes. This is Gabe. We just saw the drop of the new trailer for Black Adam. So that's what we're going to be reviewing today, kind of talking about all that good stuff. So you know what the channel's about. So let's dive right into it.
Yes, sir. So Black Adam's been in development hell for the past 87 years, I think, is when they announced Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam. And in all serious, I think it's been literally like 6 or 7 years. And who does not like Dwayne the Rock Johnson? I'm a huge fan. I think he's quite good. I think he's very, very good actor, and coming in to a superhero project, I think is something that people's been wanting him to do forever, and it seems like something Dwayne Johnson would do in in his repertoire, have that in under his tool belt of acting. Is what, I done a superhero movie, I done Fast and Furious, I done Jumanji, I done all kinds of stuff, right? So I think that this role would suit him very well. I like this trailer. We'll just jump right into it. I thought the trailer was pretty dope. Was there anything in the trailer that really stood out to you by any chance?
Yeah, man.
Because I have
So
several.
so for me, man, I really, really enjoyed the trailer a lot. Just because I've been waiting for it. I've been a rock fan. I'm a huge wrestling fan. Huge wrestling fan. I've watched it since I was probably 4 years old, man. And The Rock was one of my favorites whenever it was the Attitude Era. And whenever he got into film, I really have enjoyed all of his films. So whenever he said that he was going to do this, I was like, man, he's not going with the reg and going with the MCU. He's like, you know, he's going and doing his own thing. Now, The Rock is he's a business minded person. So I feel like he wouldn't take the role if he didn't think that he could play it to the best of its
I mean,
ability.
he
And
has his own
that's
production company on board, $7 production.
correct.
So
Correct.
yeah.
So, I mean, he doesn't wanna do a bad movie. He doesn't wanna do anything, like I said, he's very business oriented when it comes to anything and
He's a
everything.
businessman.
So,
He's
whenever it
very
comes
entertaining
to
too.
the trailer,
Yeah.
bro, like, just oh, man, I liked it a lot.
I
I'm
did
I'm
too.
anxious to see what stood out for you more than me, because for me, I'm just like a fangirl over here. So I really I, I like the whole thing, bro.
So for me, I really going. This is obviously a tie into Shazam, which came out in 2018, I believe is when it was, or 2019, right? I think it's 2019 when it came out. I like Shazam a lot. I really did. Zachary Levi came in and really took that, and I really, really liked it. We've heard about this movie, like I said, for the past about 30 years, since he was cast. I think he was still in WWE at that time. That time he was announced. Um,
He's still in WWE, bro.
I know, but not as much. But I mean, in all seriousness, once they announced him as Black Adam, I was like, I could see that. Like, this would be so much fun. Obviously the pandemic, I think it was supposed to be released this past December of 2021, and then obviously COVID shifted and all that kind of stuff, and unfortunately had it being pushed. But you know what, when a movie's pushed like that, if it's coming out, it gives them time to me, they have absolutely no excuse for this movie to not be good. This has every reason to be good. They've had so much time and extra time to make this movie good. My favorite part of the trailer, and I might surprise you. I might say this and you'd be like, wait, what? Wasn't even Black Adam. It was Hawkman. I love Hawkman. I'm a huge fan of Hawkman. I don't know why. I can't elaborate much more on that, but seeing him live action, I'm like, hot toy. I love Hawkman so much, and knowing that he's going to be in it, we got Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. That's going to be pretty dope because I'm a huge fan of Doctor Strange. So I think this is kind of DC's version of, Dr. Fate is a, kind of DC's version of Doctor Strange, obviously. So I think a lot of people, the average film goer, might look at this and be like, wait, Doctor Strange is in this movie? Since when did they recast Benedict Cumberbatch with Pierce Brosnan? I thought he looked fantastic. I thought he looked pretty great. Can't wait to see what happens with that team. I think Black Adam's going to. I think several of these people are going to be murdered by the end. I think this movie's going to surprise us by the tone. I think it's going to. There was some footage shown at CinemaCon that I heard nothing but great things coming out of that. I think that again, I think this film is not going to be your typical DC EU film. I know that seems so arbitrary to talk about now, just considering what the DC movie universe is at this point. People need to stop thinking of it as an overall universe right now until Zaslav fully takes over, because they, Warner Brothers, just real quick, if you didn't know, Warner Brothers was sold to Discovery, now is under new leadership. And David Zaslav over there is now in control of everything Warner Brothers, New Line, all that kind of stuff. So, so to have him come in and kind of steer the ship in the right direction, he's done a lot of changes, and I think Black Adam is one of those things that he has his eye on. I can't wait to see this movie. This is one of my most anticipated films of this year. We've had The Northman, we've had The Batman, we've had Everything Everywhere All at Once, we've had Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, we've had several great films, Top Gun Maverick, we've had these top key, high profile films come out. We're halfway through the year. This is now one of my most anticipated. Not my most. I think that would have to go to, and I think I might surprise you with this one, but oh God, what's her name? Olivia Wilde's next film. Won't You Be My Darling or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's my most anticipated film of this year, just because I love Olivia Wilde so much. But this movie is certainly up there. It might be my number 2. Ask me again tomorrow, but I'm looking so forward to this.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Thor: Love and Thunder's coming right around the corner. That film I think is going to be dope. But I do think this movie, Black Adam, I think is going to be different. I don't hear no one talking about that. I really do feel like this film, I think people are going to go in this film and be like, I did not expect that. That's what you feel that as well? Too. Yeah. I mean,
as soon as he said,
had it all in the trailer.
Hawkman.
Oh, love Hawkman. Love Hawkman.
Whenever he's talking to him,
if he dies, I'm gonna be so pissed. Be so
he's
mad.
Like, heroes don't kill people, and then The Rock looks at him and goes,
yeah.
Well, I do.
Well,
it's like, they're gonna kill people.
I think it's gonna kill them. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, we've seen in DC fandom.
To be honest, it's like, okay, cool. Yep. Like, you're gonna take the and I don't think anybody will ever take the same approach as the boys, but they kill people. Right. Like, they, you know what I'm saying? Like, they, so if they're gonna take the approach to where they're actually, hurt, like where you're hurting, and not that I will. Yeah. Anyway, going back. Reverse that. But most superhero films, they play it safe. They play it safe. Yeah, they play it safe. And they don't, they do cutscenes where, somebody could get really hurt. And it's like, I don't think that this film's going to do that. I think that they're going to really be like, hey, this is
we were serious.
Different. And I think that DC needs to do that in order to, get the audience back, to be honest.
There is that stigma, and you're right, there is that stigma of, you hear, the new DC movie coming out, which you haven't heard a lot of that going on. How many Marvel projects have we had this year already, right? How many projects have we had in the last 6 months, with Marvel, and all news around Marvel? And it's like, I mean, it's not DC's fault. I mean, you could argue it is, but It's just the fact of look what DC has coming out versus what Marvel has coming out. And I'm not comparing and saying one's better than the other. I'm just saying that you don't hear people going out being like, oh, can't wait to see the next DC film. You don't hear that because these films constant. The Flash, I have my own opinions about the Flash, but Black Adam, among other projects, have been pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. I think the Batman really brought in a lot of audiences and be like, whoa, wasn't expecting that. Now, do I think we're going to see boobies? Do I think we're going to see F-bombs and all that kind of stuff in Black Adam? No, I do not. However, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not going to fall out of my chair if
I think we'll
he
have at
drops an
least one
F-bomb.
or one
I
F-bomb, bro.
I think I don't think we will, but I won't be surprised. This film, I'm not saying it's going to be as dark as the Batman. I don't think it's going to be that tone. That's not what I'm saying. I think that this film, I just think they're going to do things. I think this movie has a chance to do things where it's like, oh, they're going to try and tell a story this way, is all kind of what I was getting at. But I thought the trailer was fine. I thought it got me. Look, what a trailer does is supposed to take your excitement level and move it up. And if that trailer, after watching the trailer for a project, if your excitement level goes up, then that trailer done what it was supposed to do. It's a marketing tool. That's all trailers are, is manipulative marketing strategy to get you to buy a movie ticket. And yesterday, I was excited for Black Adam. After seeing this trailer, I'm a little more excited. So yes, this corporate, manipulative, creative marketing tool made me get more excited. I mean, I am. I'm not saying it's like as good as the Logan trailer, for example, but it got me excited for Black Adam and gives us a sense of what could we be seeing. Now, again, people have seen some footage and stuff like that, and people at CinemaCon already seen the trailer and all that kind of stuff. We heard a lot of things at DC Fandom almost 2 years ago now. Holy cow. We've heard several things about what this movie could be, but this is a sense of, and this is a question I'm going to lead off, or send to you here is, now that we have a trailer, we have a sense of what this film could probably be like. So I'm going to ask you, Wes, did this trailer before seeing this trailer, yesterday and then seeing it today, did you have the same thoughts of, yesterday, were you thinking that if you've seen the trailer, that's what you would expect to see in the film? Like, do you think that the tone of the trailer is what you imagined Black Adam being before seeing the trailer?
You're not switching to yourself, bro. I'm about to die right now.
I'm sorry.
You're not switching to yourself the whole
I'm sorry.
time.
I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Like, dude, I'm dying over here. I can't even speak because I got so much.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. So what do you think?
Going back to your question. Whenever it comes to what I saw in the trailer and how it made me feel differently today, did I expect that was I expecting that whenever it comes to like, what my original thoughts were for the film? No. I think that it actually exceeded what my expectations were. Am I more excited? Yes, I'm much more excited now because I feel like,
because you got to see Hawkman. I mean, that's the only explanation.
Absolutely not. So basically, whenever it comes down to it, I was, seeing some of the other DC films and, how they've kind of played out, I hope for the best for this DC film. They really
need another win.
I really enjoyed Shazam. I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Aquaman, it was a good movie, but
I got a kick out of Aquaman.
I liked it, but at the same time, it's like, am I excited for Aquaman 2? Not really. But whenever it comes like to watching Shazam and seeing the comedy in it and everything like that, do I think that this is going to be like that? No. But I was not expecting what I saw in the actual trailer. I'm
Right.
super stoked. Like I think I was just like, and then that little hint of comedy whenever they're both, you
Yeah.
know, like rolling the window up
Yeah.
really slowly,
Just not even
and then
looking, just slowly like,
not even looking, and
yeah.
then he goes and catches the missile, and they both look at each other. And
Like,
yeah, it's
oh
like,
man.
did he just caught the missile?
That was pretty dope.
She's like, yeah.
That was pretty dope.
That was pretty
Yeah.
awesome, man. And
Yep.
then, seeing his hand come up, it's like, oh, this guy's super powerful.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And then,
Yeah.
where he's talking about, how he was a slave and then he became a
Yeah.
god, and then his son,
Sacrifice
sacrificed
himself.
his life
Yeah.
for him. You already have a backstory going into this. Now, hopefully it elaborates more and you get more of a story, and I know that you will, but you're like, okay, I didn't even know the backstory, honestly, where I went into this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like, with his son passing away, and you're
Yeah.
like, I get why he may become like the anti-hero. He may become the anti-hero.
And
You
that's
know
what I
what
was
I'm
telling my
saying?
wife, because she was like, I had no idea this was this was coming out. What is this? And that's
Yeah.
basically what I told her. I was like, look, he's not a superhero. In the comics, he's a done dirty supervillain.
Hmm.
Has become an anti-hero later on, of course, fought Superman, went toe to toe
Right.
with him, and stuff like that in the comics. But comics are comics, movies are movies. So do I expect Superman to be flying around here? No. I expect a Superman reference. I expect them to make references to other DC characters. However, I do think that I don't know, man. I'm really interested to see. I think this is going to be a different kind of comic book movie. I think we're going to see this movie and be like, this is interesting, right?
Mhm.
Because the MCU, they again, we talked about this in our Miss Marvel spoiler discussion, which you can find a spoiler video in the description below. But you can, we've talked about how the MCU positioned itself to tell more types of stories and telling it different ways, and I feel like this gives DC and Warner Brothers and company to give it a chance to tell a new type of story, to tell, hey, here's what we can go, as of, this is an anti-hero, but he's going to be the protagonist, not the hero, but he's the protagonist of this story, and the Justice Society of America, or whatever they're going to be called in the movie. I'm telling you, if Hawkman dies, man, I'm gonna be very, very upset.
But
But
let me ask you a question here.
yeah.
Do you think that this is going to and do you think that there is going to be a setup for a Black Adam versus Shazam in all
Oh,
this?
100%. 100,
Do you think
100%.
that being said, okay, I kind of figured that because I feel the same way. But do you think that either during the movie or post credit we're going to see Shazam?
Mm, I think, ooh, Fury of the Gods has been in the can for a few months. I'm going to say, I'm not going to expect a Shazam cameo, but I think by the end of the movie, that's where they're going to build up to. Like, he's going to be heavily referenced or even probably name dropped.
Hmm.
Seeing him, I don't think we'll see him. However, that would make audiences go, and that would remind audiences, hey, those of you that like Shazam, and let's say Black Adam does who knows? This could be a big pile of dumpster fire. We don't know, but
Right,
who
right.
knows? I mean, could go into this thing and be like, hey, those of you that are like Shazam, you're going on the assumption that Black Adam does very well. Let's say Black Adam is a very good movie, and by the end of the movie, they heavily reference Shazam or something like that. Well, then not only did you have a good movie on your hands, but you've set yourself up for the future for a Black Adam sequel or the next phase of projects with Black Adam involved. I do not think, especially with his own production company on board, and I'm gonna see what you think about this. I don't think that Dwayne The Rock Johnson would, excuse me, I don't think he would have signed on for this thing just for a one and done. he signed on for a multi-picture deal. That,
Oh,
like you
I
said
completely
earlier,
agree.
he's a businessman. I think I'm not saying he had as much pull as a Ryan Reynolds with the Deadpool movies. I'm not saying he had as much, leverage and stuff with that. I'm not saying he had as much pull as Ryan Reynolds did with those films, because he was a producer on that, and Dwayne Rock Johnson is going to be producer on this. But I do think he had a lot of say in the sense of, okay, if I'm going to do this, I want things this and this and this. And who knows, we could be wrong, but Dwayne Johnson,
Well,
he's not that type of person.
no,
We're
he's
not, by
very
the end of this movie,
business-minded.
we're going to see him again.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not, yeah, we're going to
by
see him
far,
again. Yeah.
and that's the whole thing, like, Dwayne, whenever like, The Rock, whenever he does anything, he is usually in control of everything that he does. I mean, look, he's bought XFL. He's
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's doing that, and that's a legit, like, business venture.
Yeah.
Like, he's not doing it
He's not
for
just an actor. He's got
yeah.
several side
I
gigs.
mean, you're
Yeah.
talking, his tequila business, his, like, all these things that he's involved in, but he is one of the most, like, and I follow him on Instagram and all that good stuff. Like,
Yeah.
he inspires me because he's so motivated
Oh, same
and so
here.
business oriented
His
enough.
charismaticness
Yes,
his
and
charisma
it
just comes off the
exudes
screen. Yeah.
it exudes
It does.
everywhere, man, and
Yep.
that's the whole thing, and he's genuine. I think that
He's a
any
very
interview
genuine.
that
Yeah.
he's done, he just said, "Look, if, hard work goes a long ways."
Yeah.
And, that he's proven it himself, you know what I'm saying? Like, his hard work, he wouldn't be where he is today and on the Forbes list if he hadn't have put in the amount of hard work that he had. I mean, look at he's got an NBC show that's about him, Young
Yep.
Rock.
Young Rock. Yeah.
Like, dude, this guy is like, going from whenever he was 24 and he came out in WWE at the Royal Rumble, and just, you would never expect him to get to the caliber
Right.
of of a socialite that he is today, and the impact that he's had on a lot of people's lives. So
Yeah.
that being said, I think that he has his hands on, because he's such a business-minded person, I think that he has his hands on anything and everything that he does. Because if he's not going to turn a profit, or if he's not going to be able to make the business decisions, he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
That's just how he
Not
is.
only financially and for, you know, from a producer standpoint, but from a creative standpoint.
Mhm.
He loves acting. He does. He loves being an
Mhm.
actor, but he's also not stupid, right? He's wanting to do projects that not only is going to benefit him financially, but to benefit him creatively as well, and for him to build up as an actor. I think he's a very, very good actor. I'm not saying he's the best actor working today, but his charisma just comes right off the screen. Whatever he's in, I love, and I think he's great. And you mentioned all that
Whether
brings. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, whether you're exactly right, it exudes off the screen,
It
whether he
does.
is playing a serious role or whether he is
Yep.
playing a comedic role. Whenever he's playing in that, where he's like a FBI agent that used to be fat during,
Oh
you know,
yeah,
with
yeah.
Kevin
With
Hart.
Kevin
I can't remember the
Hart,
name of it,
I can't either. That
but
was yeah,
whether he's playing that comedic role or he's playing
yeah.
a serious role, you just know that, like, he does it to the best of his ability every single time and
Right.
kills it, man.
Yeah.
Like, he saved the Fast and Furious franchise. I'll say it right now. I like, and
I I
that's
agree.
I he
From a
saved
box
the
office
Fast and
standpoint, yes, you're right.
he
Because the
saved
movies before Dwayne The Rock Johnson came in, it was here. The movies with him in it afterwards were like here.
yeah.
So and
But
that
I
brings up a
mean,
good,
besides the
yeah,
first Fast and Furious, like, the second, third, fourth films were garbage. Garbage. The first one was really good, but then whenever he came on and he started playing Hobbs, I mean, I even enjoyed Hobbs and Shaw, him and Jason Statham.
yeah,
That's great. But, um, you know, him going in, he saved those films, and he's
right,
the only, like, I didn't watch it, you know, for any other reason besides, hey, the Rock's coming back. And I'll be honest with you, that's just how, and that's my opinion.
And I think he's
But
going to bring the same type of energy to the DC universe as well.
yes,
I think
yes,
he's going. I think this is going to
agreed.
bode well. Going off the assumption that this is a good film. Again, we haven't seen it. We have no idea. But I'm going to say I believe this movie's good. I think with what we're seeing, I think Warner Brothers is confident in this movie. I think they know exactly what they have on their hands. The fact that they got Dwayne The Rock Johnson in their film as the lead, I think they again know what they got, and we're just gonna have to go from there. I do have a question though. You did bring up a good point, and it reminded me of something here. Do you think that this film, with any other actor as opposed to Dwayne The Rock Johnson, do you think that there would have been a box office difference? Do you think it would make more with Dwayne The Rock Johnson as opposed to another actor?
Uh, Depending on the actor, I think that there could be other people that could fill the role and
Oh
do
yeah,
just as good
yeah,
of a
they're
job.
right. I
Um,
think so too.
but whenever you put the Rock's name on it, man, it just I mean, you can't deny it. Whenever you put the Rock's name on it,
You
it
can't
just goes.
it because it comes based on facts then, right? Because if you go back to like I said about the Fast and Furious movies, you had the first several and the box office was here. You bring in Dwayne The Rock Johnson and then they become up here. We live in a time where actors aren't a box office draw anymore. I'm not saying, and it's proven. It becomes a fact. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is not a $1 billion, you know, he's not a $1 billion hit. But I do believe that Dwayne The Rock Johnson, whatever movie that he's in, is going to make more money than if it was a different actor. So him, coming into the
So
DCEU, I do believe that, I mean, how do you think about that? Do you think that this movie would make more with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, considering what we've seen in the past with other franchises, Fast and Furious?
right.
Because at that point, it's not about subjectivity. I'm not saying,
Well, whenever you're
you know,
talking about like
his
great
numbers are
actors that could
factual.
probably
Yeah.
play the role and do a good job at playing the role. I mean, there's some actors that do come to mind that I think that could play Black Adam and do a good job at doing it. It wouldn't be on the same caliber as putting The Rock's name on it. But I
That's
think
what I'm
that they
saying.
could I
Yeah.
think that they could play the role and do a really good job.
Well, and
Those
that's two different
actors
questions, though. That's two different questions.
I know, but the actors that I'm
But
thinking
like
about right
opening weekend,
now,
yeah,
yeah, the
yeah.
things that I'm thinking about right now, the person that pops in my mind is Idris Elba. I think that he would be a good one,
Well,
or
he's a good actor.
Mike.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love him.
Michael B. Jordan.
That's my man crush, man. I think that he's great
Love
in
Idris.
everything that he does, dude. So,
Yeah.
um, him, a young actor that could do it was probably like a Michael B. Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Um, but other than that, you put Kevin Hart in a Black Adam suit, probably ain't gonna watch it. You
They're
know
gonna
what
be
I'm
like,
saying? Like,
what's this midget? Why is he why is he a midget? He's going to
but
look like Ant-Man, and it was Ant-Man 2 where he gets his regulator messed up and he's stuck at like a weird awkward 4 foot, like 3.5 foot tall, and he's got the long sleeve jacket
yeah,
on. That would be Kevin Hart. He'd have that. Well, let me pull up that picture again. He'd have that on, and his head, like the shoulders would barely be like folded over his arms. But no, going back to the trailer, I like the trailer. I think it was really good. I can't wait to see what they do with this film. I expect a full trailer to drop within a couple months. We're still a little bit of ways away. It's coming out in October, I think October 21st or something like that. Can't wait to see this film. I'm so glad it's not going straight to HBO Max and like some of the other movies last year, or all of their prime movies coming out last year. That was ridiculous.
yeah,
So I'm glad that this is having a theatrical release. That does
mhm,
bode well for sure. We've seen what numbers the Batman showed up,
mhm,
and this is the next DC film, in line. I think Zaslav has a lot of great things planned for and whoever he puts in place, of the DC division. if that ever comes down the pipe. But I can't wait to see what happens with that. Well, Wes, we're both obviously excited for Black Adam. We both like the trailer so much. Where can people find you, my friend? We'll go ahead and wrap this up.
All right, man. So everybody can find me on Twitter at West Rathbone 86. Please come hit me up, and if you like the trailer, please let us know. Comment down below what you thought about it. What was your favorite parts? All that good stuff. If you liked Hawkman as much as Gabe here and want to get the hot toy, please let us know. But subscribe, like, share, do all that good stuff, man. I've enjoyed this so much, and we appreciate everybody who has subscribed so far. So please continue to watch what we do, and I appreciate it, man. So Gabe, let them know where they can find you as well, my friend.
All right. And guys, you can simply find me at Voice of Film. Just search me there on TikTok and Twitter. TikTok, I post daily content over there. Same thing we do here, fandom related content, movies, streaming, just my general thoughts about movies, depending on what news comes out that day. Go check us out there. Anyway, it's been fun. Again, like you said, please let us know your thoughts about the Black Adam trailers. Is this something you're excited about? Are you a fan of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? If you're the one of the 12 people that don't like him, maybe in the world, who doesn't like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
Right.
Who
Exactly.
doesn't, right? Anyway, drop your thoughts down below. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe first and foremost, and we will see y'all in the next video.
If you smell what we're cooking.